Let's get straight to it. Time will continue to keep on moving, regardless of whether you like it or not. Regardless of how you're feeling, whatever's going on, you can't wait for the universe to tell you to wait, slow down. It does not matter. The sun is still going to pop up. The moon's still going to come out. Day and night, the hours are going to tick on, regardless of how you feel. And this topic focuses primarily on like procrastination. We are so quick to procrastinate with what we need to get done because we just don't want to do it. And I made this video to kind of like point out like how I need to hold myself accountable a lot more, because I did the same thing. For example, for school, I always see assignments where it's like, oh, all you got to do is this, and that, and it's not due until the end of the month. And then obviously you hear how much time you have left, and you start to procrastinate, holding off to the last minute until that last minute comes in, and you realize, oh, part A, B, and C, it's not just that. Every part has like 15 steps. So now you're out here trying to do a month-long project in like 7 hours. And like, you already know what happens with that. It's going to either come out very bad quality, or you're just not going to do it. You're going to be like, oh, I'm just not going to do it because I didn't have the time. And that's another thing. We always get so quick to point fingers at everyone else when we know we're in the wrong. And that is another like poor characteristic trait you can have as a person. Because when we really think about it, like, it's not a matter of not having enough time. It's just the decision to not do it. And I've noticed that within my own personal life or academic life, that like I don't even use the excuse of I didn't have enough time. Like, I definitely do. It's just I just didn't want to do it. Like, I'll be honest with myself. There's times like I just do not want to do an assignment until I literally force myself, like, yo, you have to submit something. Like, I refuse to go up to class and be like, I didn't do it. Never have, never will, period. So with that mindset, it gets to the point where it's like, yo, like, I can't keep doing this. You know what I'm saying? Because like, sooner or later, you have to realize that 9 times out of 10, the things that we procrastinate, they need to be done. They need to be done regardless, whether you like it or not. It's something. 9 times out of 10, it's something that you actually need to do. Whether it's for a job, whether it's for school, whether it's for yourself, it needs to be done whether you like it or not. So what's the point in waiting until the very last minute? We always get so comfortable with the amount of time we have left, thinking that we're invincible. And I made a video about this a while back about like how time, like we really overestimate we overestimate how much time we think we have and underestimate how quick time can go by. Like, if that makes sense. It gets to a point where you're like life is gonna humble you, and you're gonna realize, like, yo, like, what am I doing? You think, because that's the problem. Everyone thinks they're so invincible. What the fuck is that? Everyone thinks they're so invincible that they got all the time in the world. They still young. Before you know it, you're gonna be in your 30s wishing like, dang, I wish I just did this. I wish I did that. Blah blah blah. But it's like we gotta stop that, man. Like, seriously, like, time moves on regardless. So keep that in mind. Understanding that like I literally can't explain it in any other way. Like, time is gonna keep on moving whether you like it or not. So when you're going about the day, you start looking at the clock and it's just ticking. For now, it's 2 p.m., 3 p.m., 4 p.m. and you're not doing anything. Like, it doesn't matter, because here, before you know it, it's gonna be the next day, then the next week, then the next month. And I say that because, dude, we are already like majority of the way done with the year. Like, it felt like it was January 1st, like 2 days ago. Now we're already zooming in. We're already a week into October, dog. Like, what are you talking about? It's crazy. So get in the habit of really like training your mind to be like be disciplined. Like, yo, like, I'm gonna do it now. I'm gonna do it now. I got nothing else going on. Like, I'm gonna do it now. Because that's another thing. We always get so quick to be like, oh, we see these deadlines or see the timetable that we think we have, and we're so quick to be like, oh, I'm gonna just go enjoy doing all these other things before I do it first, right? But then you realize, like, what are you actually doing when you procrastinate? So when you, like, for example, when you have a homework assignment, big ass project, and it's due in like 2 weeks, right? And every day you keep reminding yourself, there's a project that's due in 2 weeks, but, oh, I still got 12 more days. I still got another week. That's fine. I already know what to do. Like, what are you doing within that time frame? You're probably hanging out with your friends. You're doing everything. You're just chilling. You living life how you should be. Da-da-da-da. But then it's like you have no idea how quick that goes by. It's almost like it wasn't even worth it, if that makes sense. Not saying it's not worth it to like get away from stuff and then like enjoy life, enjoy hanging out with your friends, enjoy doing all these things. But like, for example, because I do the same thing. I'm not even gonna lie. I do the exact same thing. There'll be times where they have me doing crazy ass projects, building all types of shit. And I'll know it's not due for a good minute, at least like a week or two. And I'll be sitting here playing on the game for a couple hours, knowing that, yo, you can use these couple hours to get ahead of the game and make sure it's done in good quality so you know what to do for the next part of the project. But instead, you decide to play video games for a couple hours. And from what I've learned, because I played video games all the time as a kid, like what I've learned, those moments go by so quick. It goes by so quick, you don't even get the time to really like take it all in. Understand, like, yo, like this is like I'm playing the game with the homies, like, you know what I'm saying? It's not even, it doesn't even feel long enough for you to like actually feel fulfilled, because then before you know it, you're going to be like doing the project last minute. And you're like, damn, like that time when I was playing video games for 6 hours, that literally went by in like 2 seconds. Like it didn't even feel like, it wasn't even fulfilling. It wasn't even like a fulfilling break from all the academic stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not just saying completely cut off all people and just only do like schoolwork, only focus on what you're trying to fix or what you're trying to work on, you know what I'm saying? But it gets to a point where really understand, like, yo, like, just get it done, dude. Just get it done. Like, I'm trying to tell myself that mainly. Like, I just need to get it done, man. Like, I'm tired of, like using the excuse of, oh, I don't have enough time. Because, like I said, I don't even use that anymore. I just be like, yo, I just didn't want to do it. Unfortunately, I did not want to do it. But it doesn't matter if I don't want to do it. Because it's going to get done regardless. It needs to get done regardless. And that's one of the things, another thing we do. We always complain about how things need to get done, how tasks need to be completed and stuff. We're like, oh, I hate this. This is so dumb. Do all this unnecessary complaining. Because right after you're done complaining, what are you going to end up doing? You're going to end up doing the assignment just the way your professor asked you to do it anyway. Very rarely will you have a person do all this complaining and just be like, all right, I'm out, and then never do it again. But I've noticed that especially like at my school, we complain a lot about the workload we have to do day in, day out, but then we still end up completing it like down to the T. It don't matter how long. And that's the craziest thing. You'll see how devoted people are to their work when they know they need to turn it in. Like I'll be pulling all-nighters at the design studio. I don't go to bed till 4 in the morning, and then I got a class at 8 in the morning to present what I just finished building all night. Like, and that was after I just finished complaining and procrastinating and doing all these dumb things and like da-da-da-da. So in like, the reason why I say all this is because like the main story or the main like timeline, like at the end of every timeline, the assignment is completed, but it can be done so much more stress-free and so much easier if you just got rid of all this shit right here. All this being like all the procrastination, all the complaining, the bitching, and I'm lying to yourself, I'm gonna get it done, or blah, 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 underestimating time, all that shit right there, cut it out. We could literally just take it in steps. That's another thing. You don't have to feel overwhelmed to get it all done in one sitting. And I've noticed that since I've been working on architecture, it's very common and it's very easy to fall into the trap of like, oh, I'm not getting out of this chair until this project is done. But you have no idea. You would think even the most simplest edits to your project will have you sitting there for 4 hours, and then you'd be like, oh shit, you took 4 hours trying to fix one set of stairs and you still have all these things to do. So it's like, and that is another thing that adds on to why people procrastinate, because they have this worry that like, oh, I don't want to get into it, and I'm gonna be stressing out because I don't know what to do, and I'm gonna be sitting at my computer for hours, and I'm not gonna be working anyway, so I might as well use that time to like go play games with the homies or go hang out with da-da-da-da, you know what I'm saying? So I just say, like, on top of the not procrastinating, just do it in parts. Just do something. You know what I'm saying? Get 1% better. Do more than what you did before, the day before. And I promise you, once you start seeing that, like, it'll snowball. Like, you'll start realizing, like, oh, because I did part A on Friday and I focused on part B on Saturday, for Sunday, all I got to do is just clean up what I got. And then all day Monday, I'll just go ahead and just build it. Like, it shouldn't take you a whole day to build something. You know what I'm saying? So just keep that in mind. There's always a way. And that's another thing too, because like I said, I stopped using the excuse of like, oh, I don't have any time, and just start blaming myself for not prioritizing my time enough, because there's like 200 plus students in the architecture department, or in the year 2 department. And I know for a fact, I will bet my life on it, that there's at least one person in there who's getting their work done at a reasonable time. They're not pulling all-nighters every day till 5 in the morning the next day. They're not stressing themselves out with 18 projects all doing the same day because they didn't do it. Like, no, there's somebody, at least one person, and I truly believe that. That's all I need for me to be like, yo, like, you can do it. And let's say best case, more realistic scenario, maybe someone's not getting it all done right away, but they're getting to the point where like majority of their stuff is done. So when they are working, they're just fixing up little things. They're not in there for 17 hours trying to fix a staircase, and then now they build their model at 2 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? There's somebody in that studio that's like keeping up with it. Regardless of what they got. Because I can make the excuse like, oh, well, I have a job and I have a life and I got to go to the gym. Like, when there's a will, there's a way. Like, there's always someone who has even crazier circumstances than you, and they're getting their shit done a week before you even started, period. Like you have no idea. Like, we take so many things for granted. That also goes back to the idea of, like, it could always be worse. Because imagine you with all this procrastinating and BS and you do it. Imagine if you actually had to, like, take care of a family and you had to work 3 jobs that was, like, dumbass far. And then also do all these things to take care of yourself so you make sure you have a roof over your head on top of doing all this tedious-ass schoolwork. Luckily, I don't have to do that. So I bring that up for people to realize, like, yo, just get it done. There's no excuse for you to be holding stuff off to the last minute. You're not really doing anything meaningful with your time, most of the time at least. Like, it's just quick little, like, dopamine boosts. Like, I promise you, if you just hold off on them, make those quick sacrifices, it'll help you in the long run. And it is what it is. A lot of people don't want to hear that about, like, the whole sacrifices thing. Like, being able to, like, nah, I'm good, bro. I got to focus on more different stuff right now. Like, I got to do this. I got to do that. But it's the harsh truth. And sooner or later, it'll all benefit you in the end. And if people don't see it, it is what it is. We're not for them. But that's all I got for today. You know what I'm saying? Just understand time going to keep moving whether you like it or not. So you might as well move with it. Move right or get left, period. But that's all I got, man. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And I'm gone.